All right, so we asked you before we paused to dial in this number, 695 thousandths of an inch to 10 thousandths of an inch. And we're gonna try to depict that here, but a couple things that I made changes from the last graph I had here. I added names of the thimble scale, this area, and the sleeve scale right here. I added a couple more numbers to clarify that this goes from 0, 1, 2, and it keeps going. I didn't add more, so it's not so complex, but this keeps having the marks as the edge shows. Then you have the lock nut, the spindle right here, and the anvil where they're coming together. In this case, if I'm going to this number, 600, this will open up more, and whatever you have here will not look like that. You would have something that's 695,000, so it might be something like this. Where you have the object that you're measuring. Let me do it in green. Let's say you're measuring an object right here, which will be between the anvil and the spindle. And the reasons I put this dark, like I said before, these parts are hardened, and you can see that in your macrometer that they're much darker, these little edges right there. That's to protect the material. So you're dialing in 695 to 10 thousandths. And what would that look like? Let me break down these numbers and look in the scales so that you guys can see it. So the first thing we do is we look at this number and we see what are the first 3 digits. And in this case, it's 600, in the 600 range, right? This. So that means you go from 0 to 100, 200, 300, all the way to 600 in here. So in reality, this will look more like you're reaching 600, somewhere around here. So let's say the edge is right here. You would reach 600, and you would have the different lines that we had before. Let's go back and see what kind of lines they were real quick. You had a big line for the big numbers, so instead of these two, I'm going to change that to 600 to make it easy to see. So let's say this is the 600. I'm going to have to erase it with. Hold on a second. Yeah, I can go back a little bit. And see if this works. All right, we'll just do it like this. I'm going to put a 6 here to depict that that's the 600. We have all the other numbers on the other side showing. So besides the 6, what else do we have? We have the big number, that's 600. So it'll be 600 right here. 0.600, that's when you have reached the 6. Then you have a small little line right here. That's 25, this is 50. And then the next one will be what? 75. And then you have the 7 right after that. So the edge of this 600 will be somewhere around here, but we still need the 95. So that means you at least have 3 of these that are 25 thousandths each. So we're actually looking at being at least 75 right here. This is 25, 50, 75 right here. So we have to move the scale right here to meet that area. So we're looking about right there. And that's where we're at. That's the edge. The edge goes all the way there. So the edge goes 75. So it's going to be, let's add to this. 0.075, but we still need more. Because this doesn't give you the 95, it just gives you 75. So how much more do we need? And that's when we move to the thimble. In the thimble we have all these different numbers. And I'll do it with black so it's a little much easier. We would have, is it a 20 or 25? We need 20 more to get to 95, right? So this 20, 21, 22. So this little scale that's right here, 19, 18. So that's when you would have that 20 in there. And if we add these numbers, we're almost there, but we still need these two. These two comes from the alignment back here that we have of the tens. And we're going to show that in real life, so that two comes from there. So that's 0.0002, that one right here, to 10,000. Now if we add that number, and I'm going to bring this down so you guys can see. We got the 2 right here, we got the 5, we got the 9, we got the 6. 695,000s to 10,000s. So let's look at where everything comes from. The 600 comes from what? Comes from this number 6 right here. The 75,000 comes from these little lines, these 3 lines. 1, 2, 3, right here. From there. The 20,000 comes from the thimble scale. Right here. That's aligning right here at the 0 area. Yeah, the index. And the 2 10,000s, last number right here, comes from, I'll go all the way here, from the alignment. The first line that aligns here with the lines down there is going to be A2. So you have little numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. You look for the first one that aligns to everything. And that's what it is. I'm going to repeat this because the camera didn't catch that. 600,000 comes from here, from the 6. 75 is from these 3. 1, 2, 3. Each one is 25,000. 20,000 comes from here, from the thimble scale. The 2 10,000s comes from the alignment of the scales right here of the 10,000s. That aligns with the first lines down here. And I'm going to show that right now in my micrometer. So I'm going to go to 600,000, which would be this, for those that are at home. You see the 6 is aligned right here at the edge. You can barely see the 6, but you can see the line that's right there. And then we go 75 more. That means we go 3 times around. Each one of these is 25. 1 time, 2 times, when you get to 0, and then the 3rd time, right there. So that's 675. We have another 20,000, so we actually keep going to 20. Okay, actually I went the wrong way. I'm gonna go ahead and go the right way. I'm gonna go back to 600,000, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 25, 625, 650, 675, and now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to the 20 right there. Everything is aligned. It should look like this. 75 plus 20 more is 95, and then I'm gonna lock this. Then we should have the second one of all this aligned. And if you look, as we twist this, we have the first one, and then the second one right here. We're looking at these numbers right here. Is the 0, is the first. The second one should be aligned. And according to this, let me take a look and see if it moved. No, it did move a little bit. We got the 20. Okay, the second one is aligned. So again, we got the 600 plus the 75, then it goes to the 20 right here. And after the 20, we looked at what's aligned. We're looking at these little numbers. And we got the number 2. That should be aligned. And we see it aligned right here. In order for you to see that alignment, you have to make sure that you're looking straight at it. So if I'm doing like this, I'll be looking at it like this. Not that I'm looking skewed, but I'm looking straight at the line that aligns. The first line that aligns, it gives you that 2 10,000ths that I have right here. That's been added. I hope that clarifies to you guys. I might have made it seem more complicated than what it is. People that do this in the field, they do it really fast. They do the math in their head. They've been doing this every day. So, but I like to break it down so you can see it, because if you're the beginner, you're just starting to learn this, you need to understand how these numbers add up to the number that you're doing. And we'll continue with more practice. You'll get really good at using the macrometer, and we'll continue with more videos for you guys. Thank you.